That's the question you need to ask yourself. Who, what, when, where, and why. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Traveling Bee. Woo! I'm sorry that I've been away for a while. Like I said, haven't posted in a hot minute, but been pretty busy. But here we are, kicking off 2019. I wish I had done a New Year's video. Like I said, I was home on leave, had a lot going on. Just didn't get around to it. I do apologize to the fans and the subscribers, but like I say as always at the beginning and at the end of the videos, please always subscribe, tell your friends, post it on social media, click the bell to get notification, give this video a big old thumbs up for a like, and keep shooting me ideas, guys, for new content. But today is something that I think a lot of you guys need to know, and you know, it's something that I wish I had known when I went into the Navy. Always ask questions. Ask yourself, I wonder what's going to happen today, and I wonder what's going to happen in the future. Try not to dwell on the past, but think to yourself, what am I doing now? What do I want to do? I'm sure you guys have seen the last video. The last video turned out very well. I'm hoping you guys really enjoyed it. And that was on different rates, if you will, or jobs in the United States Navy. And like I said, I hope we gave some insights to a lot of you guys out there, and hopefully this video will as well. So the reason I said who, what, when, where, why, and how is because those are the 5 questions that you, ladies and gentlemen, need to ask your recruiters. So to give you guys a little bit of insight, a lot of folks ask me sometimes back home, they say, hey Caleb, why does it seem like when I go to the recruiting station, you know, I went to MEPS, you know, I took my ASVAB, I scored, you know, whatever number, and when I talked to the detailer, they said I only had a few jobs to choose from. And then I'm like, well, what did you pick? And they're like, oh, I picked undesignated seaman. Really? No disrespect to undes, you know, the guys, they run the boat. However, you gotta think to yourself, if you got, I'm just using an example, say you only score a 40 on your ASVAB. There's nothing wrong with that, I mean, whatever. I scored in the 50s, I admit it. However, there's nothing wrong with scoring high, there's nothing wrong with scoring kind of low or in the middle. The problem is a lot of times what happens is the biggest mistake of, I think this kind of goes into the category of why is that, you know, why did I choose what I chose? And a lot of people sit there and think to themselves, well, I chose a rate, you know, that maybe sounded good at the time, and then again, maybe I chose, you know, undesignated seaman, airman, fireman, whatever, because maybe at the time it seemed like a good idea because the classifier said, hey, if you pick this, you know, within 2 years you'll get to, you know, strike as this rate. It's not guaranteed. And I think that's a big misconception that MEPS will try to put on you, is that, you know, hey, this is what you've got, and you know, due to your ASVAB, and this is what you have to pick today. Wrong answer. And I think that also falls on the recruiters, because, you know, I'm not steering people away from joining the Navy. It's just the fact that recruiters are trying to get people, you know, through the system. They have a quota, and they're just trying to get people through the system, and that sucks. They're not obligated to tell you this necessarily, but you do not have to pick that day. I, you know, dipped in at the Raleigh MEPS. You know, from where I live to Raleigh is about 45 minutes to an hour drive east. So, you know, does it suck if you don't pick that day for the recruiter? Yeah, because guess what? They have to drive you back to MEPS when you're ready to pick. However, at the same time, you know, you don't want to get pawned off like, hey, you need to pick today because I don't want to drive you back down to Raleigh. That's a jacked up answer. Don't ever let anybody say that to you. I think that's the biggest, you know, waste of time and poorest excuse of an answer. I mean, you may only have 10 jobs to choose from on the day that you take your ASVAB and the classifier sits down with you, but at the same time you have to remember that, one, jobs are based off of ASVAB, yes. Number two, jobs are based off of humanity. A lot of people don't tell you that or don't know that, and it's true because jobs, guess what? If a job's overmanned, they're not going to take you. If a job's undermanned, they're going to really want an influx of people. And if a job's right at manning where it needs to be, then, you know, it's kind of one of those things where we may want you, we may not need you, whatever the case may be. It's just you know, it is what it is if the rate is at manning. We're going to go on, I guess, to what. So, what is the right rate to choose? And as you've seen, I've always post the link. It's one of the videos right now that's going pretty well. And it turns out to be my video I did previously. I think I did it back in October, November. Like I said, it's been a hot minute. Of what job might be right for you. So another big thing is what rate is right for you. You know, doing your homework really pays off because in the long run, you're going to realize that just because you asked a few people, hey, does this rate do this? Oh, yeah, they do that. And then come to find out you don't do your homework, just going off of what somebody says, and you get there and guess what? They don't do that. And now you're let down, you're disappointed, or somebody's like, oh, well, you may get to do it. Don't take people's word for that. I'd rather have hard evidence, from a credible source than from just somebody random, even if it's somebody in that rate who's like, yeah, we do that. Don't always listen to that. And a lot of times, especially like I said, at MEPS, at the recruiting station, or whatever, or even people that's just super gung-ho about their rate, which there's nothing wrong with that, are just, really trying to recruit people, trying to get people in. They could care less if you're going to enjoy it or not, because guess what? At the end of the day, it's your career, not theirs. So if they love it, congrats. If they don't, then, sucks to suck. Sorry. So that covers what? So now we're on number 3. I would say where. Number 3 being where. Where is, the best place, I guess, to get information. My thing is your recruiters should be a credible source. Like I said, they should know what they're talking about, especially if you're interested in the rate that they are, and then kudos to you. However, a lot of times, I remember when I picked my rate, my recruiter was a quartermaster, and I'm a builder, and he had no knowledge whatsoever of CB World versus, he was Fleet World, 2 different spectrums. He had no idea about what builders did, and I only had a little bit of knowledge of what quartermasters did for navigation. So that's the next thing is like I said, where to find credible sources. Like I said, the internet's full of it. All kinds of full of great sites. There's a website that I live on religiously. It seems like it's a Navy Personnel Command or something like that, a Naval Personnel Center or something like that, MPC .mil or .com, whichever it is. And that's a very credible place. Like I said, it is a public domain. Some of it's not. Some of it is restricted to the military. You can even look at the community overview of how the manning is. Like I was speaking before about how rates will accept people if they're undermanned. If they're overmanned, they won't generally accept people. So that's a big thing, like I said, to take into consideration. It's usually updated frequently, if I can recall, every quarter or whatever it is after every exam. Now we're on to what you need to do when you go to the recruiting station. So my big thing is before you ever sign the dotted line, before you ever get enrolled into the delayed entry program and you get set on a rate, is what you need to do is, like I said, get as much information as you can and do your homework. Make sure that it's something you're going to be generally interested in for, say, your 4 years of contract, or if you want a career for the next 20 or 30 years, who knows? At the same time, you can't sit here and say, oh, this is something I'm going to love, and then, 5, 6, 7 years down the road, you're miserable. I mean, it happens. And then again, you could be in for, 10 years and absolutely love it. And everyone's different right now. This year will be, in December I'll hit 3 years, and it's been a wild ride so far. It's not what I expected. It's been entertaining, I will say that. I've learned quite a bit, but it's just not something I'm interested. I kind of lost interest. we'll see where, you know, it takes me in the future. I don't know if I'll stick with it or not. I'm not saying that you need to stress, but at the same time, you need to be conscious of what is that key word again, could happen in the foreseeable future. And you just have to sit there and weigh your options and think what you can do and what can happen. I think a lot of folks tend to forget that when they're out here looking for, you know, different rates and like that when they're at the recruiting station. So definitely probe your recruiter, if you will, for as much information as they can give you. Hopefully they can give you some reliable resources, whether it be some reading material or something from the internet or someone to even speak to. Try to get a lot of credible sources and figure out what you want to do. How do I do this? That's the biggest question of them all. How do I accomplish this? And my best advice is the best way to figure out how to get this information from your recruiter, from NIPS, from the internet, is to definitely dig deep, figure out, you know, something you're interested in, or maybe a new trade you'd like to learn, whether you're in it for education, you're in it for the money, for leadership, for travel, advancement. Maybe you're looking to save for the future. Maybe you're looking for to mature you so you're ready for, say, a family or something like that, or you want to gain a financial structure and stability. All of those are just great things to think about on how you want to get yourself organized and what you need to do before you go to the recruiting station. Like I said, definitely probe your recruiters, and when you go to MEPS, always remember though that when they sit you down and say, hey, you scored whatever on your ASVAB and this is what you have, you don't have to, if there's something you want and you're dead set on and you don't see it, ask questions. Ask, hey, is there a reason that it's not up there? Do I not qualify because of my ASVAB? Can I retake it at a later date? Yes, you can. If that's something you really want, I guess it's just best to ride it out if that's something you're really interested in, because like I said, it's over, man, wait. Unless you're really ready to get out of your hometown or just escape something bad, then that falls on you. But if not, and you're looking for something in particular, then by all means, go for it, execute it, and get the job done. On that note, that's all I've got for you guys today, and I really hope that you guys have enjoyed these videos. I'm going to keep them coming, and I do apologize for the lack and slackness of the videos. I know you guys probably enjoyed them, and I love my subscribers. We're just at about 50 subscribers. Really excited for that. I want to give a shout out to there's 2 pages in the drop down on the side of the channel. It is the Civil War Soldier and the World War II Soldier. Like I said, they're both owned by the same gentleman. A good friend of mine from back home. Like I said, if you get the chance, go over there and pop in, give him a like, give him a subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and check out some of his stuff. You'll probably see in some of my other videos, the travel videos. I know I haven't done one since Rome, and the one in Rome was very poor. You have to forgive me, I didn't have much time. But I've hit a lot of other countries in Europe. Like I said, I'll be going back to several of them, and even new ones. And I'll be taking the old camera with me and doing a bit of filming and stuff like that, giving you more information. I know there was the one from Messina at the bell tower. I don't know if you guys, the audio was very poor. You'll have to forgive me. I know a lot of folks would rather have better audio than picture, and some would rather have better picture than audio. I'd rather be able to hear what somebody's saying and see it, but that's just me. And like I said, shoot me some suggestions on what you guys want to hear, and if these videos have been informative. I know I've gotten quite a few thumbs up, got a couple thumbs down, and for those folks that aren't impressed with the videos, I don't know if it's just folks that aren't impressed, and I respect that. If there's something you guys that would like me to do better or change or whatever, let me know, because like I said, these videos, all I got is my phone. I don't have no big studio, don't have a big microphone, nothing like that. So I'm trying my best. Maybe in the future we'll get there. Like I said, Civil War Soldier and World War II Soldier, same gentleman. He's got featured in one of his newest videos on the World War II Soldier page. And he's the one who's going to have the studio and all the DG equipment, if you will. So definitely check him out, and I'll be back on there very soon. Probably this summer I'll be heading back home, and I'll get to see him or whatever. This time during the holidays was pretty nice. And also, if you guys haven't seen the apparel, check out these guys. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Check out the old Fish and Clips store. These guys, you know, the guy that makes these lives in Wilmington, NC, just like back home, and he's a retired Army veteran, if I'm not mistaken. And he makes these fantastic t-shirts. They got great designs on the back. I turn around when I'm just kind of comfortable. But he's got all kinds of states, and he's working on a ton more. He's got shirts with fish on them, bullets on them, M4s, all kinds of cool stuff, hats, koozies, you name it. Just really cool stuff. Check him out. It's called Fish and Clips. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Give him a subscribe. Give him a like. Check out his store. He's got very reasonable prices and a lot of good sales. Tell him that Caleb sent you. The Traveling Bee. If you're on Instagram, give me a follow at the Pathfinder 82. If you can't find me, just look for me in a helmet. It's me, I promise. And he's on there as well, so check him out. Check him out on the Facebook. And that's all I've got for you guys. So thanks for tuning in to another awesome episode of The Traveling Bee. I hope to be back very soon. As always, give me a thumbs up, click the bell so you can always get notifications when the new videos coming out. And always stay tuned, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, and as always, keep charging. Booyah. Take care, guys.